before they were like this and they invaded, say, Ireland, and they were so horrified with
They
the way
didn't
that.
invade Ireland. They invaded Albion. They had been trading partners with the east coast of Albion for probably thousands of years
Hmm.
because we've been trading in tin. A lot of the copper comes from Ireland.
Yeah.
A lot of the tin came from Kernow, the
Cool.
land of the Dumnonii. That's just north, if you like, of. They've got St. Michael's Mount and Mont Saint Michel, which are just opposite each other on the channel.
Mm.
And you've got the trading routes that have been there for 2,000 years prior to the current era. So that these were traveling people. They may as well have been sitting in Marrakesh, and you and I are having this conversation over a very small shot of coffee in Marrakesh, because nothing has really changed. And I think that the problem that we encounter as a society is that we perceive history as being in different lines,
Mm.
as if everybody was separated. And that was not the case. I mean, when the movement of certain kind of dyes, the movement of certain kind of gems, the movement of certain kind of minerals, so different kinds of carpets, all these different techniques from all over, people would be sharing language, they would
Mm.
be sharing culture, they would be sharing different recipes, all along the old Silk Road.
Yeah.
So none of this is implausible. The trade with Rome, with the Eastern Celts, the ones, the Echini, the people of the East Coast, all the way down to the Cantiaci, which is now Kent. This was going on for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Mm.
The idea of incursion, very, very similar, for example, to what China does. China will go into a country, it will assist in building roads, it will assist in building airports, it will fund this, it will fund other institutions, it will fund educational institutions, and then after it's done all that, it will say, now pay us back.
Yeah.
So the understanding that nothing's changed in 2,000 years is very important with the story, or taking the story into account, so that the establishment of trade had been going on for a long, long time, even to the fact that my ancestors, for example, the Caravelan, they were the chieftain of that particular period of time. His son Caradoc is my ancestor, but his father was printing his own coins. But a lot of them were printing their own coins. So you can check by the money side of things just what kind of knowledge was shared. So the knowledge of how to make money was as a fiat currency was there 2,000 years ago in the form of different kinds of coins. But coins were not only the forms of trade. I mean, you have cattle, cowrie
Mm.
shells. They were all different forms of trade, but it had been going on for a long time. So it just occurred to one of the emperors, which is Julius Caesar, to do the invading. And he got the shock of his fucking life
Yeah.
because of us not being Roman and not fitting into that paradigm. But as I said, it's a similar thing to if you go to, or even if you go to South America to an untouched tribe or an unaffected tribe.
Mm.
That was us,
Yeah.
without wearing Adidas t-shirts.
Hmm.
We had, when the trade went on, we'd start wearing Adidas t-shirts. Get me? The same as in indigenous communities elsewhere, you'll find people wearing flip-flops.
Mm.
It's not
Yeah.
their national dress, but they've taken it on because they've been gifted it. And that gifting is the thing to be very careful of. Magdalene calls it bullet. In a lot of the heresies that are not published in that book, there's 13 of them, talks about buying a people with bullets and beads.
Hmm.
And the use of the term bullets and beads says nothing's changed in the last several hundred years. Whatever the ka-chink is, that's the trade kind of thing. Whether it's bullets nowadays or whether it was axes, whether it was iron knives, for example, these are things that people in one society may not know because they may be working with stone or they may be using bronze. So of course, bronze bends, gold bends, iron doesn't bend. But we don't get fed that information. And it seems like too much information, but to be able to form an opinion on anything, you need to take everything into consideration that is in relativity to that subject matter.
Mm.
Yeah, then you can find a thread in all of the bibliography of that particular of Magdalene in all of those books, but it's difficult for you because you haven't read the bibliography.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just the so there was so much to take in with that book, and I mean, 20 years it took you, so it's understandable why.